The all-new 98.9 Real Gold Radio, Jimmy Buffett cheeseburger, yummy in paradise. Lots of ketchup, would you please?
Candied crawdad tails.
What's that?
Candied crawdad tails.
Oh, that was Granny Clampett. Do you recognize that voice?
I sure do.
Okay. In the studio, we have Emil Rousseau from the Harbor View Grill in the White Lake area. Very popular place. And you've been closed, I think somewhere in December until today. You're going to reopen, right?
That's right. We close right before Christmas and then open up the second Thursday of March, which is today.
Yeah, you're going to be busy, I bet.
I hope so. You know, we got in there over the winter, went head to toe on the place. It's ready for the new season.
Yeah.
Got some fresh paint here and there, some new flooring, and
well, it's a wonderful view. You know, you see the river valley and some marinas and all that from your restaurant.
Sure. If you look to the north, you see the White River wetlands. Every now and then, you'll see an eagle or the white swans out there, the blue herrings.
Yeah.
And then to the west, you know, you have the east end of White Lake and the boats and whatnot. So it's gorgeous.
And you have, when it warms up, you have outside dining available too, don't you?
Yeah, we seat about 60 on the deck, and so midsummer, it's nice to have a cocktail, something good to eat, and enjoy the view.
Yeah, Harbor View Grill. Now, they are kind of like a cook-from-scratch restaurant specializing in fresh and local ingredients whenever possible. And they have partnered with many of the local farmers. That's right, local farmers, and they're proud to present the fruits of their labor in an eye-appealing and pleasing manner. Like Bill Stibbets, he's growing lots of herbs and squashes for you.
Well, Bill grows mostly, I put it this way, whatever he grows, we want to serve.
There you go.
And so he does some of the best in the area, and for everything from fresh herbs, summer squash, tomatoes, peppers, you name it, winter squash. You'll see a lot of that on our Homestyle Sunday dinners and whatnot. So
I was over to his farm yesterday for a couple of hours. I was just going to stop in for, 10, 15 minutes, but Bill and Pam Stibbets, they're wonderful people, and they like to talk, so I was there for a couple of hours. I know they're listening this morning, so good people, and they work very, very hard.
Well, when you go up to their stand, they have basically an honor system. And so it's very easy to get caught up with, well, geez, I'll have some of this, have some of that, have some of this. And when you get at home, you're just amazed at not only the quality, but anytime you have a question, if you want something special, Bill's the guy to talk to because he'll go out of his way to get it for you.
He sure will. Yeah. So what time do you open today? What time?
Well, we open every day at 11, today being 11, but this year is a little bit different than last year where we open 11:30 on the weekends, but we'll be open 11 o'clock every day throughout the week now.
Okay, so you're open on Sundays as well?
Yep, Sunday.
Everybody's got to eat, why not?
Well, Sunday's, a unique day for us. We offer, our special of the day is called Homestyle Sunday. So Homestyle Sunday is that day where we get in early, bake the bread, make soup, you name it.
Who's Alice?
Alice makes the best chocolate cake in the world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not necessarily Michigan or the United States, but the world.
Yeah.
And, she orders right from the factory, the Ghirardelli cocoa. She gets it in, she makes kind of a chocolate ganache type of frosting, which she really doesn't tell me everything that's in it. She just says, does this taste good?
See, she won't divulge everything because she could be replaced then, see? So she's, she's a smart woman.
She'll make that frosting, put it in my mouth, and the only thing I can go is,
Yeah. So Sundays you get in early to bake the bread, make the soup. Potatoes are put on the stove for mashed, and the meat is seasoned and roasted. Gravy is made from stock and then finished with the pan drippings. Oh, man.
There's nothing better than that, especially when you get all that stuff bubbling on the bottom of the pan. That's all the juices. I mean, that's what makes the difference. And, and if you get in and you try it, you'll know the difference. The people that know the difference appreciate it, and those that don't, well, that's just an added bonus for them.
Right. Now, are you a chef? Quote unquote?
I am.
Okay.
Sure,
How long you been doing this? Have you had other restaurants, any place?
Well, this is my first restaurant. I was a food service director at Grand Valley for 6 years before the restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And, been through the country club circuit as a chef and worked as a food and beverage director at a resort. And it was all preparing for this time now to where you got in and you've at least experienced some of the highs and lows, the roller coaster, so to call, of the restaurant business.
Oh, boy.
For me, it was really doing every job out there to learn, and then try to get a little bit better at it now.
Yeah. Now, do you get your eggs from Bill Stibbets as well?
As much as possible.
Yeah, those beautiful brown eggs. I got a dozen yesterday, and oh, man, are they good. There's just a huge difference between store-bought eggs and farm fresh brown eggs. It's a big difference. And off the air a little while ago, you were talking about duck eggs.
My daughter is in love with his duck eggs. If you get a chance to get one, do it. You will not be sorry. I'll tell you, one duck egg will make this omelet. You'll swear you have a half dozen eggs in it. It's so rich and delicious. And a lot of times she'll put it even on an entree and break the yolk and just let it ooze over top of it. It's deliciousness.
Here we go. I have a little note here. Somebody on the internet wrote you, the fish basket was so good we ate there 2 nights in a row. 4 picky kids and 3 adults could agree that going back was a good idea. That's a review.
Well, the thing about it is you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Yes.
So, it's either myself or my wife Alice, usually we're the last people to touch the food. And then with our staff, our staff is stellar. And our wait staff, they're the last line of defense.
Yes.
And so, if it's not perfect, they don't take it out. And believe me, when they say, give me the plate back and say, fix this, you have to respect them. It's that moment of crisis. Oh, geez, they got me. So make it perfect. Yeah. And so, besides myself and my wife, the staff really keeps us in check. And together, we're this unified group that we feel impenetrable sometimes.
Wow. This is very nice. And another review, the best restaurant in the White Lake area. An amazing view from the deck, a summer must visit. The meals are always good and the staff is pleasant. Need more beer selections, however, they said.
Well, we don't have a lot. And that's one of the things that we really try to focus on is it's better to do it well than to do it all. So, we have a handful of Michigan beers, which, you support your neighbors or they may not be there long, but some Michigan wine. And then going back to that staff thing, it's the staff that makes us great. It's people around us. We try to surround ourselves with great people, and they in turn feed off us. And it's just that reciprocating energy that you get out there and try to do your best with.
That's right. It's like the Fetch Brewery. I go in there once in a while, and the staff is so friendly, and they're laughing, and, that really makes the whole thing.
Well, I love those guys. Right when they first opened, they brought us over some spent barley, and can you do stuff with this? And I actually look forward to this season with working with them and different beers and making different, we made oxtail soup out of their dark beer, and it was just delicious. Put some of that spent barley in there and made some different cheese dips. And I tell you what, you really get surprised when you just get this idea in your head and somebody kind of adds a little bit here, adds a little bit there, and you end up with something just completely different. But it's, how do you do this? You almost want to have to write it down.
They all want the recipes, don't they?
Well, right. And a lot of times it's just reaction, cause and effect, and taste, and you have to remember, what did I do? Can I redo this?
Oh, yeah, right. Maybe you do it, redo it, and it's even better.
Yeah, that's right.
So another review. So the fish was great. The sides, like coleslaw fries, sweet potato fries, onion rings, were a few of the offerings that they tried. And they all said it was very good. The homemade chocolate cake, oh, boy, was a favorite of 2 of the kids. That's a review, So.
Well,
chocolate cake.
Yeah, that chocolate cake, it just sets you off. A lot of people will actually take something to go home with, just to enjoy later.
Sure.
And then going back to that fish, once again, you start with something good, you end with something good. So Alaskan cod, and I like Alaskan cod better than I do Atlantic.
Is that right?
It's bigger flavor. It's caught in the Bering Sea. We clean it. A lot of people don't take the time to finish their cod when it comes in. But I'll tell you what, if you come in and you try it, you'll notice the difference, I promise you.
Why don't they finish it? Well, they just, everything else combined? Is that what?
Well, when it comes in, it's skinned and whatnot, but there's always that little bit of silver skin on the back, and just the little things that can make a big difference. If you take the time to do it, someone will notice.
Well, that adds flavor, doesn't it?
Oh, sure does. Sure. Big time.
And the steaks? Yeah, that's another story.
The steaks is with the cattle industry now and the beef market just going crazy. The farmers and the cattlemen are growing bigger beef. They're trying to get heavier weight to the market, which presents us as a challenge because we like to buy small beef to cut ourselves. We cut all our own. So we were actually buying bone-in beef this year and boning it all ourselves just to get the size and the quality
Do you age them at all, or?
Well, we get it in at 28 days, and then I like to cut between 40 and 45 days.
Okay.
And so, once that ages, it tenderizes it, it increases the flavor, and, our ribeye steak, you can just about cut with a fork.
Is that? Yeah, I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Stibbets was talking about that yesterday. He brought somebody in from, I don't know, some far-off country, and they've been eating all over the world at different places over the years, and they said that yours was the very best they've ever had. Now, that's quite a compliment.
Well, that is a compliment, but, as we take a look at it, that was yesterday, so today's a new challenge.
Yeah.
Every day, you can't never take that chance on, not making that first impression really, really good.
Okay. We're going to take a little break. Can you stick around for a while?
Sure.
Okay, we're talking with Emil Rousseau from the Harborview Grill in the White Lake area, talking about their opening, which is today. They've been closed for a couple of months, Did you go on vacation?
We went to Florida for a few days. We went and saw my son in Texas. He's in the military, so spent a few days down there. And
then you came back, kind of spruce the place up a little paint or something, clean it all up really good. So that's it's good to do that while it's totally closed.
Well, you get to all the little things that you may not notice until you walk away and walk back in and say, why didn't I get to that? And so that's what that off season is about, is getting it ready for the season, head to toe, and don't miss a nook or a cranny.
You get a lot of tourists. We'll talk about that in a moment, but hang on, don't go away.
Unsideware, underwriting sponsor of Real Gold Radio.
Oh, I think everybody loves a good local hardware store. You know what I mean?
I sure do. We, especially getting ready for the season, we're over there several times a day. And
sure.
I tell you what, personalized service.
I know.
You just, they'll walk you to what you need, get you out there.
Yeah.
Definitely a first-class operation.
So we're back on the air with Emil Rousseau from the Harborview Grill in the White Lake area. And boy, I hope you have a good spring and summer and fall. I bet you will. You get a lot of tourists in, don't you? From the boats, the yachts that come in, and
the way our season works is we'll get rolling with the locals right now, and that's where we make a lot of our menus. We get a lot of feedback. What do you like? What don't you like?
Sure.
And as we change menus, which we do quite often. Most of that just comes from the floor. I get out there, try to meet people, listen to them,
Yeah. Well, I went to your website, and a lot of people were talking about the restaurant, and I didn't see anything negative. They all give reviews.
Yeah.
So you've got something pretty good going here, kiddo. Let's talk about the catch of the day. What's all that about?
Well, Cook the Catch we started years ago in 2008. We work a lot with the local charter boats, and when people go out take a charter, they'll catch either from the inland lakes with Captain Ken with the walleye and bass, whatnot. They're catching in the lakes, or with Dan Scheid in the getaway. They'll catch the salmon, brown trout in the spring. Steelhead. I know Isaac goes up the river for steelhead charters and whatnot. So they'll take clients out, bring it in, and we do basically a 3-course meal with it. So
really, they bring it to you and you clean it all up and prepare it and serve it?
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
It just adds to the experience of the area. When people leave the area, we're going to try to do our part just to give them that pleasurable experience, give them something to think about and something to talk about when they leave.
Mm-hmm. Mitch Johnson from Johnson's Great Outdoors. You love Mitch?
Oh, sure
he's
do.
a hard worker, and he calls in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for a fishing report that we have on 35 past the hour. And he told me the other day to stop around to his store, and I did, and he had some fresh walleye for me. Oh man! And I cook things in coconut oil. What do you think about that?
Coconut oil is
awesome,
huge, and you're seeing a lot more of the coconut water and the health benefits of it. And the thing about the coconut is you still have to be conscious of the saturation level. And so. However, it's full of great amino acids and whatnot, heart healthy for you. So you'll see different skin rubs. The whole coconut craze is just going out of control right now.
I know. I actually lose weight when I cook up my potatoes every morning at 4 o'clock and onions and a couple of eggs, brown eggs, and I use coconut oil, and it's just tremendous stuff.
Yeah, my dad fries chicken and whatnot in coconut oil, and fish.
Okay. All right. What else were we going to talk about? I forget. Off the air, we were going down this list. Now, we talked about the fresh catch And let me see. Oh, yes, the vegetarian and gluten-free options that you have.
Well, a lot of our menu, about 35% of our menu is vegetarian, and then it has meat options. We won best on the Lakeshore with our roasted corn and black bean cakes. And we serve that over roasted pepper sauce with cilantro, sour cream. And then you have your option. You can add Cajun chicken to it or garlic seared shrimp. With the gluten-free aspect, R.W. Bakery down in Muskegon, one of the 5 certified gluten-free bakeries in the country. So they export a lot outside of the state to different states and to this region of the country anyway.
Wow.
And what we're serving from them right now is their gluten-free flatbread, because it's such a universal tool for us that you can just about put anything on it's going to be great.
Is that right?
And the thing about this gluten-free, they're kind of getting away from the flax a little bit, going more with the tapioca and almond flours, so you get a little bit more of that background flavor, so that empty sawdust, flavor you get from a lot of that gluten-free stuff.
Okay, another quick review. Very nice, quote-unquote. Fish and chips were very good. Also enjoyed the jambalaya and the black bean cakes. Very glad that they chose visiting your restaurant, quote-unquote.
That's
black bean cakes.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Well, our black bean cakes actually can be considered almost a superfood because you have roasted red peppers.
Yeah.
Number one, roasted red pepper has 3 times the amount of vitamin C than an orange does, for example.
Yes.
Your black beans, Michigan black beans grown over here in the thumb. Huge protein, great fiber. Fresh cilantro, caramelized onions.
And it gives you energy right away, doesn't it?
Oh, well, it gives you energy, and it lasts a long time. So you have this meal, you're not going to be hungry for a while because that flavor sticks with you.
Yeah.
And it's very satisfying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy, this is great. We're talking about the Harbor View Grill of the White Lake area. Man, you're opening back up today after you've been closed for a couple of months, and the best of luck to you. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, well, I just want to thank a lot of the people we work with. Mac Meats out of Rothbury. We get some of their... they have a name for it, but their Italian sausage is phenomenal. It's just the only way to say it. You have to get it. You have to try it. We get oxtails from them and whatnot. And we'll be working a little bit more with them on some local beef. Bishop Farms and Plantarella, I know she's over there getting ready for the season. She decorates and does our deck in different flower pots. And of course, my buddy Bill Stibbets. He'll be at
good
our
old
place.
Bill.
Yep, 2-3 times a week delivering. And
is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, tomorrow is a special day because our artists will be doing our chalkboard. We do local scenes on our chalkboard every week. So Patrick Riley out of Muskegon will be up. And, if you have, we do some stuff on Facebook every now and then looking for suggestions. And so he'll be there doing the chalkboard in front of people. So if you come in and have lunch, you can watch it being drawn as you go. And I'm always amazed at the finished product.
I was there back in December. I can't remember. Do you have a salad bar too and all that, or
no?
It's just all made by the people in the kitchen, right?
That's right.
You order it, and they bring it out, and that's the way to do it, really. Because you have a salad bar, and it sits there. That's not good.
Yeah, we just had our employee meeting about even simple things about getting the food to the table when it gets on the plate. Those little things that can make a big difference, especially for those that appreciate it.
Right. And another review. They said, I went there with my family for lunch today, a party of 11. Everything was excellent. We had the corn and bean patties, jambalaya, barbecue chicken, flatbread, large portions, lots of variety on the menu, including lots of vegetarian options. And we sat outside on the north side of the building. Great view, quote unquote. So this is wonderful.
Yeah, we'd like to say that, we have some of the best that White Lake has to offer. It's that little piece of small town America you just don't get everywhere.
Yeah, now you're on 115 North Mears Avenue. So if I'm new to the area, how do I get there?
You go downtown Whitehall,
right.
The only light in downtown Whitehall, and take a right. You'll run into us, and we're right behind Bell's Furniture.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Bell's Furniture, everybody knows about Bell's Furniture. I think we've covered everything, haven't we? Yeah. Except one question. What is your favorite dish?
When people ask me, what would you order? I always tell them, get one of everything. That way you don't have to make up your mind. But for me, I'm a big fan of the jambalaya.
Yeah.
And number one, super healthy for you. There's not a lot of fat in it. And so you can have it vegetarian, you can have it with shrimp, you can have it with shrimp and chicken. There's just so many things you can do with it, but just a little bit of spice, that spark that don't burn you, keeps you interested, but don't keep you running for the water. So
now you have beers and wine. Do you serve liquor as well?
We have a limited amount of liquor. We do, but we don't have a huge bar. We don't do the daiquiris. We're more of a place where you can have a great meal and
bring
a
your
good drink.
family in.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And, every once in a while you get a visit from the health department. They they're much needed, They really are. They do a great job, and they keep everybody in line. You ever get any bad reviews from the health department?
No. We're going to keep our fingers crossed because I never want to cross that bridge. But, I guess one of the things for us is when the health inspector's out in your dining room eating and you go out and chat with them, that's kind of a testament to where if they're willing to eat at your place. And, one of the things that we have because of them is we have that open door policy. So when people come in, if I can't get out to see them, they'll come into the kitchen. And, we kind of pride ourselves on having a very clean and organized workspace. So if somebody does come back, I want them to see what we do, how we do it, and in the environment we do it in.
Well, that's wonderful. Yeah, you got a great place, and you do it up right, I can tell.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Okay. So I think that covers everything, and you're going back to the restaurant right now, and I bet you're going to be busy all day long.
Yeah, I know Alice is over there. She has the stock on for the soup. I'll finish it when I get in.
Who's Alice?
Alice is my wife, and the best.
Is she really the boss,
Well, I tell you what, when the women are happy, we're all happy. So I guess the answer is yes.
There you go. Okay, well, thank you, Emil. Emil Rousseau from the Harborview Grill of the White Lake area. And it's been a real pleasure talking with you. Serving food to the public, and doing it right is really quite an art, and you do it well.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, no problem.
Hi, I'm Oscar Osbo. I've been playing music at wedding receptions and special events for years. Let's have fun at the next one. 231-288-3580. 288-3580. For the fun of it, 24/7 at the new 98.9 Real Gold Radio.